All right, shalom, shalom. Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Yahweh Kakodash, Yahweh, which is the one and true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one and true name is Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, because those are the men who I learned this truth from, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. And shalom to you, sincere brothers scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I am your brother Mashiach Arazakah from the servants of Yahweh Yahweh Shai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada. And pretty much, I just wanted to go into this lesson because you got other Israelite groups that's believing that we're already in Jacob's trouble. And we're not in Jacob's trouble yet. All right, Jacob's trouble is in the last days of the end day prophecies. All right, and we are in the last days. All right, the last days started when Yahweh Shai came on the scene. That's when the last days begin. That's when the last days begin. So we are in the last days, but it hasn't happened already. All right. Jacob's trouble hasn't happened already. All right. The last days begin, since Yahushua was on the scene. All right. We are in the last days. So again, we are in the last days, but Jacob's trouble hasn't happened yet. You got Jakes out there teaching a doctrine that, all right, we're already in Jacob's trouble now. No, Jacob's trouble hasn't came yet. All right. If we're still able to teach the word on the internet and we're still able to go out on highways and byways, Jacob's trouble hasn't came yet. All right. The global economic collapse, none of those things hasn't happened yet. And, pretty much, Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. And I want to start at Judges chapter 10 and I start at verse 13. This is Judges 10 and 13. All right. Judges chapter 10, verse 13. It says, "Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more." Right? Because you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you are the true Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. All right? And we have a codified law to keep. All right? Our forefathers broke the old covenant. All right? But the Lord, he's a jealous power. According to Exodus, Salakia, the 20th chapter. All right? Exodus, the 20th chapter. All right? Yahushua even says that he's a jealous power. And he don't want you worshiping other gods. But you Israelites, you westernized Israelites, are believing that you can worship any deity you want to believe, that you have a freedom of religion. All right, you follow in the system of this society where you believe you can worship any deity you want. All right, and you believe, a lot of you jakes is bugged out. A lot of you jakes is in a 501c3 charter. A lot of you jakes is worshiping all these different gods. You believe that you can call upon the Most High by many different names, which is completely going off. All right, you have your own beliefs and vain opinions. Well, the scriptures actually, acquires you as an Israelite, to serve your power. You're only supposed to serve your true power. That is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so this is going into that James 10 and 13. It says, "Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods," and that's what you Israelites have done. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you have forsaken your true power to worship false deities. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. Verse 14, "Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen." Because that's how you Israelites are conducting yourselves in this society. All right. You have the belief that you can worship any God. All right. All right. The Lord said not to worship gods, man. All right, the Lord said to worship him, and you got to know his true name. It's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You're not supposed to be worshiping other gods and calling on different names, man. All right, it says, "Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation." So that's how the Lord feels. If you're going to forsake him to worship those false deities, then the Lord is saying, let those false deities deliver you in the time of your tribulation, which is going into Jacob's trouble. All right, and regardless if you believe it or not, Jacob's trouble is going to come to pass. And you as an Israelite, a so-called Negro, Hispanic, Native American Indian, you need to repent while you still can. Because the doors of mercy are closing. All right. And I got a precept. This is Jeremiah 30. And I start at verse 5. And we're going to read down to verse 7. This is Jeremiah 30 and 5. "For thus saith the Lord," anytime you see Lord in caps, it's talking about the Heavenly Father Yahweh. It says, "We have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace." We're not in a time of peace. You got water droughts going on out here in Nevada. All right. Lake Mead is going through a huge water drought, man. All right. It's affecting everything. You got prices going up on steaks. Steaks have went up from $10 to $57. Go to Costco. All right. Go to Costco. Go to Costco or go to Sam's Club. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Gas prices has exceedingly escalated on a high level. All right. So we're not in a time of peace. All right. We're in a time of fear. All right. People is bugged out right now. You know. Verse 6, it says, as ye know and see whether a man doeth travail with child, and a man doesn't travail with child, a woman does. It says, wherefore do I receive every man with his hands on his loins as a woman, see, as a woman in travail. And that word travail, it means suffer pain or painful efforts. That's what travail means. It says, and all faces are turned into paleness. And that paleness is what? Feeble and weak. Because it don't matter, again, it doesn't matter how big you are. You could be the size of Cali muscle. If you don't have Yahweh Bashim Yahshai with you, you got messed up individual. Because I said it before and I'll say it again. And many brothers have said it. All right. You could be super huge. You could have you could be the built of Cali muscle, Phil Heath. All right. You could be the built of Mike Tyson in the 80s. You can be the size of fucking Brock Lesnar. You could look like Batista. All right. You could look like any one of them. But the Lord could put the spirit on the scrawniest dude and he could knock you out, man. That can happen. So if you can think you big and your muscles is going to matter, because that's what Jakes think. They think their muscles is going to matter. You can have a 12-pack, 6-pack with ultimate level of obliques and shoulders and all of that. It don't matter about that. If you ain't got Yahweh Bashim Shai with you, the Lord can put the spirit on the scrawniest dude and he can knock you out in that time. So it all matters about your faith. And you're going to need faith, regardless if you believe in it or not. Verse 7, Alice for that day is great, so that there's none like it, because the time that we're coming into is going to be worse than any time period ever put on history. All right? Worse than slavery. All right? Because slavery is not even going to amount to the situation, to the time that we're coming into. Because this is going to be a global thing, a global economic collapse. All right? Where they're going to freeze everybody's accounts. All right? You're not going to be able to use the dollar. All right? Etc. And that's the time that we're coming into. Everything is going digital. All right? Everything is going digital. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And then he is talking about the elect, which we are hoping to be. The elect is going to be saved, but we got to go through Jacob's trouble first. All right? You got to go through Jacob's trouble first. All right? And that's what we hoping to be. We hoping to be the elect, but we got to go through Jacob's trouble first. All right? Because you got a lot of Jakes believing that they're going to be delivered in the time of all of the MOTB mandatory, you know, the MOTB being mandatory and the FEMA camps. Jake believed that he going to be the elect right then and there and be out of there. No, you got to go through Jacob's trouble. All right? You got to go through Jacob's trouble first. All right? And you got to build up in the faith. And I got a precept. This is Isaiah 10. And I'll start at verse 10. We're going to read 10 and 10. All right? 24. Salakia. Salakia about this. 24. Isaiah 24 and 10 through 12. Salakia. My mind is, I'm thinking about another precept, but Salakia. It's Isaiah 24 and 10. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. What's the city of confusion? Babylon. All right, Babylon the Great. This place called America is the great confusion. That word Babel goes into the meaning of confusion, man. The great confusion. It says the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up. There's a lot of places going out of business. All right, we had Payless, they going out of business. Toys R Us, they going out of business. Radio Shack, they going out of business. Blockbuster, what's that damn Hollywood? All right, Video Hollywood. All right, all these places that we can see that went out of business. All right, EB Games used to be one of the things before GameStop. It was a thing called EB Games. They went out of business. Circuit City went out of business. Circuit City was like another form of Best Buy. They went out of business. If any brother knows Circuit City went out of business. All right, Baby R Us went out of business, man. All these places is going out of business, man. All right, the stores is shut up. The stores is shut down. A lot of places, a lot of restaurants even went out of business. You know, and out here in Vegas, they're talking about closing all the buffets out in Nevada. All right. And that's another thing that's getting ready to take place. It says that no man may come in. And that's the time that it's coming into. Verse 11. It says, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. Right. All joy is darkened. Because you ain't going to be able to even, once the global economic collapse take place, you're not going to be able to even leave the city. You're going to be stuck in the city. All right. You're not going to be able to do nothing. It says the merit of the land is gone. Verse 12. The city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. And this is what is getting ready to take place. All joy is darkened. All right. Because everybody used to be able to do everything freely. All right. You can't do everything freely. You know, you can't do everything freely, man. You know, you used to be able to do anything you want freely. Not no more. All joy is darkened. People is upset. People is mad and upset. Food prices is rising, man. Shelves is continually being empty. All right. We are coming into devastating hard times, man. And I got a precept. This is Proverbs chapter 1, and I'll start at verse 22. It's Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 22. All right. It says, how long ye simple ones, talking about you Israelites, you 2/3, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Right. Because you see prophets on the street corners teaching, and you either ignore it or you say shalom and then keep going. You don't stay to hear the truth, to get the word. You know, there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of people that we be at camp. They honk their horns at us. They say shalom and all that, and then they drive off. But you supposed to be getting the truth. You know, you supposed to be coming to get the truth, but you just honking your horn and going by like that's doing something. You know, or you'll come by, you tell you, hey man, you're an Israelite. You know you're an Israelite, right? Come hear this word. Fan off. I did it like they don't want to hear it. Verse 23. Turn you at my reproof, and that word reproof means correction. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. And this is what the Lord is saying, because the Lord speaks to his men. You think you're fanning off regular men that you see, but no, that's the Lord speaking through those men. All right, the Lord set up prophets for you to get the truth, and you're fanning off the Lord, so you're angering the Lord. All right, it says, I will make known my words unto you. Verse 24, because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. Verse 25, but ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof, means correction. Verse 26, I also will laugh at your calamity. And that word calamity, it means a disaster or a disastrous event. It says, I will mock when your fear cometh. All right. So the Lord's going to mock when your fear cometh. Because you laughed at the prophets. You mocked the prophets. You scoffed the prophets. So now you're going to go through a lot in Jacob's trouble. All right. The Lord's you're going to cry for the Lord, and he's going to laugh at you. All right. Verse 27. When your fear cometh as desolation, because things that you're going to see is going to bug you out. You're going to see cannibalism. You're going to see a lot of women getting ravaged. All right. It's a lot of things that's going to happen. Crime is going to increase. You're going to see people getting their heads blown off. It says, your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish shall come upon you. Because the things that you're going to see is going to blow your mind, man. You're going to see, you're going to feel like you in a Grand Theft Auto video game. It's going to be 10 times worse than that. I'm just giving you an example. You play Grand Theft Auto 5 online, and you see all the mayhem. It's going to be like that, but worse. 10 times worse than that. All right. Way more worse than that, though. I'm just giving you just a basic level of the example. You play GTA 5, and there's mayhem going on. You playing online and blowing up cars and all that stuff. That's going to be reality, man. All right? That's going to be reality here. Just giving you, you new guys out there an example. Verse 28, it says, then shall they call upon me, because people are going to be so damn afraid and bugged out. They're going to be trying to call upon the Lord, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. You didn't get the truth while you still can. You're going to try to, this goes into Amos 8 and 11. You're going to try to go city to city, state to state, country to country to try to find those prophets, and you're not going to be able to find them. It's going to be too late. Verse 29, for they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord. And that's the condition of our people, 2/3. You refuse to get this truth, man. It says, they would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Verse 34, therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and shall be filled with their own devices. Verse 32, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. And you're going to be destroyed. All right. You refused to get the truth while you still could get the truth. You rebelled against the truth, man. All right? You rebelled against the truth, man. So since you rebelled against it, now you're going to be destroyed in it. All right? That's why you want to get the truth while you still can. All right? And this is 2nd Esdras chapter 9, and I'll start at verse 1. This is 2nd Esdras 9 and 1. It says, and this is what the angel said unto prophet Esdras. This is 2nd Esdras 9 and 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. So that's what you're supposed to be doing as an Israelite, is measuring the times diligently in itself. Looking at the things that's taking place in Ukraine, the Middle East. All right. Looking at Russia, Iran, China. Looking at what's happening. There's things happening over there, man. It ain't being put on the news, but it's a lot of things happening over there, man. It says, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. So you're supposed to measure thou the times diligently in itself, man. All right. That's what you're supposed to be doing in this truth. Verse 2. Then shalt I understand that it is the same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he have made. Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world. And we seen little upwards happen, with the George Floyd thing and the things that happened in Seattle. All right. We seen the thing that happened with the Trump thing, going into the Capitol and doing all that. Those are little basics, man. Those are little samples, man. That's not the full thing what we're gonna actually see in that time. I don't know if I'll be there in that time, but I don't know if any of us will be there in that time. But in that time, when that happens, those are the things. I'm just giving you, scripture. I don't know what's going to happen exactly because I'm not there yet. But I'm just giving you examples according to the scriptures. I'm bringing out through the scriptures because I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not there yet. All right, and that's another thing, because you got Jake's asking, well, where you going to be at? What you going to be doing? I don't know, because I'm not there yet. But I can give you tit for tat to the scriptures. But I can't tell you what I'm going to be doing and where I'm going to be at that time. I don't know. But I hope in that time, Lord willing, that I'm in the right mind and in the right spirit. All right? That's what I want to be doing in that time, Because, Jake be asking bold questions like, where you going to be doing? Where you think you're going to be at? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to be at. I'm not there yet, man. You got to have common sense. I'm not there yet. All right? And going back to 2nd Esdras and 15, and I'm going to start at verse 1, and then I'll end at 6, and then skip down to the main point, because, I ain't trying to make this lesson too long. This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 1. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And who are the Lord's prophets? All right, the elders and apostles, a great millstone, and to the sincere brothers that's pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity, teaching the same exact doctrine as great millstone. The Lord is speaking through those men, started from the elders and apostles, a great millstone. All right, so it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people. See, the words of prophecy, which his men are doing. All right, we go up and we set out camp once a week. All right, we prophesy the downfall of this wicked place, man. All right, we're waking up our people. We're doing as what the Lord commanded us to do. All right, and we're not speaking. It's the Lord speaking through us. Mainly the elders and apostles of great millstone. 2nd Esdras 15 and 2, it says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Verse 3, fear not the images against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee. Speak against thee. Because we got people that speak against us. All right, there's people that speak against the elders and apostles of great millstone. That's why the Lord says, fear not the imaginations against thee. Because you got people, demonizing the prophets, man. Demonizing, bearing false witness, lying upon them. It says, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee. Right, that's why the Lord tells us that's why you got to be strong in the spirit, man. All right, it says that speak against thee. Because you got people that speak against us, man. It's mainly the elders, though. These are the things that we go through. Verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And that's what's going to happen. Those of you that don't believe in this truth, those of you that don't acknowledge that you're an Israelite and you don't believe, in the Lord's prophets or what they're saying or what they're teaching, you're going to die in your unfaithfulness. You don't believe in the Bible, you're going to die in your unfaithfulness in that time. You're going to die. All right, that's a prophecy. Verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And we're going to see it. All you unbelievers, you Jakes that's unbelievers, you're going to die because you don't have the faith. All right. The Lord is going to leave you out to die, man. Verse 5, it says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. And we see in low levels of it. It ain't fully in effect yet, but we see in the things that our power, Yahweh Bashim Ashai, is doing. And he's using Esau to do it. All right. The Lord is using Esau to fulfill prophecy. All right. And we're seeing it happen. All right. Because the Lord has to bring his son back. The only way his son going to come back is if these prophecies are fulfilled. The longer these prophecies ain't fulfilled, Yahushua can't come back. The only way he can come back is if these prophecies be fulfilled. And another thing, if you a Jake that don't want this place to end, then hey, you don't want Yahushua to come back, man. You don't want Yahushua to come back. Yahushua is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. You don't want him to come back. The only way he gonna come back is by these prophecies being fulfilled in these scriptures, man. All right. It says the sword and famine, death and destruction. And this is what the Lord's plague is going to be upon Esau's kingdom and rulership through Jacob's trouble, man, of these last days. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And these are the things that's going to take place in that time. Now, we're in the beginning stages of it, of Jacob's trouble, but it's not fully in effect yet. All right, we're in the beginning stages of it. And what I mean by beginning stages of it, we see the things that's taking place in the Middle East. It ain't fully in effect yet. Because you got Jakes out there teaching we're already in Jacob's trouble. And you can't let that get to your mind. No, you bugged out. We're not in Jacob's trouble yet. All right. We're in the beginning stages of it. You know, we're still able to teach the word. We're not fully in effect. We're not already in Jacob's trouble. Because if we was already in it, all right, we'll be what? We wouldn't be able to teach on this platform of YouTube. All right, we wouldn't be able to teach the truth at all. We wouldn't be able to even go out on the highways and byways, man. We wouldn't even be able to freely still be on social media. We wouldn't be able to do any of those things. All that shit would be taken down, man. But we're seeing the beginning stages of it. We're seeing the beginning stages of it. We're not in it, but we're seeing the beginning stages of it, though. All right. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, the famine, death, and destruction. Verse 6, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And what are the hurtful works? They're bringing forth their agenda. They're pushing forth the mandatory MOTB. They're trying to establish the digital currency. They're trying to get rid of the dollar. All right. They're trying to get rid of the dollar. They're trying to make everything digital. All right. Verse 10, it says, behold, my people is led as a flock to slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. And it's talking about this place called America. All right. It's not talking about ancient Egypt. Verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues as before. Because you got people that read verse 11 and say that's talking about ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt fell already. Why would the Lord put another plague? Put another plague on ancient Egypt again? There's nothing there. Ancient Egypt fell already. So it's talking about this place called America. This is modern day Egypt, modern day Rome. Verse 11. But I will bring a plague with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues as before. Because the Lord did smite ancient Egypt. He put plagues on it already. But that's not talking about ancient Egypt. That's talking about this place called America. With plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, which is this place called America, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. All right. And these are the end day prophecies. These prophecies haven't happened yet. These prophecies has not happened yet. All right. These are prophecies that haven't happened yet. All right. Verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And that word woe means warning or destruction. The Lord has already given us warning and telling us. Verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hand. Because the moment that no one's able to get food anymore, and you got to have the MOTB, and you got to have this, you got to have that. You can't come outside. You can't get no food. Starvation is on the rise. No more using cash. This is going to cause an increase of violence, man. All right. It's going to bring up uproars going into second Esdras 9 and 1 through 4. Going into those uproars, man. Going into the sedition. All right. Because people are going to take matters into their own hands. People got kids, man. People got to feed their children. This is what's going to be on their mind. People are going to be worried about their kids. So they're going to take matters into their own hands. They're going to do whatever they can to be able to provide for their family. It's going to come down even to your own best homeboy betraying you. That's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of betrayal going on. All for survival. All right? And this is the time that we're coming into. Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition. And when you go into the meaning of that word sedition there, as a matter of fact, I'll get that real quick for edification. So this is the meaning for sedition, all right? It says sedition. It says rebellion, uprising, revolt, all right? Continuing, it says revolt. It says factitious, commotion in the state. It says concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority, violent strife between factions. It says civil or religious disorder, riot, rebelliousness against authority. And it says it right here. Rebelliousness, boom. Look at that. Rebelliousness against authority. And that's what sedition is, man. All right, rebellion against authority, because people gonna take matters into their own hand. They're gonna say, "Fuck this. We got kids. We're starving." You know, this is gonna cause rebellion, revolt, and this is when they're gonna send out the National Guard. This is when not National Guard, the military. So like this is when it's gonna go into martial law. That's what it's leading into. Verse 16: for there shall be sedition among men, evading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes. In their course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right, Esau ain't even going to be able to control the so-called citizens here, because they're going to go into rebellion. All right, that American dream is going to be lit up like a fire. Ain't nobody going to care about that shit no more. It's going to be all about survival. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. And that's going into martial law because of the sedition. Remember, that word sedition means what? Let's go back there. That word sedition means what? It means... I want to go back to the main point of sedition. It says rebellion, uprising, revolt. All right. It says disorder, riot, rebelliousness against authority. See, disorder, riot, rebelliousness against authority. So there you go. That's what's going to lead to martial law in verse 17. A man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able, because of the martial law, the sedition, the rebelliousness against authority. Because Esau's not going to have control over these people here anymore. He ain't going to have control over this society no more. People are going to rebel against him. Verse 18, this is where it goes into the survival thing of people betraying you. Verse 18, for because of their pride, their cities shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Because the things that they're going to see, people going to see, is going to blow their damn mind. You're going to be seeing some things that you ain't never thought that would ever happen. It's going to come. It's going to happen. Verse 19, a man shall have pity. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. And that neighbor could be your day one, your best friend, your brother, and whoever it is. They're going to betray you. It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. They're going to use their gun or whatever type of weapon they got just to rob, to take all your food away, man. Your best homeboy that you grew up in the sandbox with is going to betray you, because he going to have to provide for his own family. He going to, he going to take matters into his own hands. It says, and spoil the goods because of the lack of bread, which is the lack of food. He going to take all your fucking food away. Or there's either going to be Jakes out there. I gave this example many times. There's going to be Jakes out there that's going to give their homeboys, here, I got some food for you and your family. And then, I got food for me and my family. He going to give him half of what he got. And, Jake, if he got a woman, what are we going to do? Because women don't be content with what they got now. They always worried about the future ahead of time. So he gonna have a woman nagging in his head. What are we gonna do now? This ain't enough. This could get us by for a week. But how are we gonna survive the next 2 weeks? We got kids. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And he might have his woman to be a demon to deceive him in his head, because women have a way of manipulating a man. They have that way of manipulation. We just rob him. We got kids. Every man for themselves. Jake get that shit in his head, and then he's gonna go over there and just talk to his friend. And he can talk to you in the room real quick, and then just pull a gun out. Have a gang of dudes at the door, behind the door. And their back door and the front door, he go to open the door, his homie come in there robbing him. Like, look, man, I'm sorry, man, but I gotta do what I gotta do, man. I gotta take everything you got. It's all about survival. This is the time this is what we're coming into. The lack of bread, man. It's going to be betrayals, etc. You know, that's why you're going to need the Lord. That's why you want to seek the Lord. You want to build up in the faith and ask the Lord to guide and protect you and to keep you strong in that time. Because this is the shit that you're going to go through, man. Each and every one of us individually is going to be tried on our faith in this time. All right? Regardless if you in a camp or not, you individually are going to be tried and during this time. All right? On your faith. That's why the elders and apostles Great Millstone say to fast, continually pray without ceasing. Because you can be in a camp all you want to. But if you individually is not built up in your faith in that time, you're going to be messed up Jake. Regardless if you're in a camp or not. You're going to be messed up. Because you individually have to work out your own salvation. Nobody can save you, man. Nobody can save you. And if you got the faith, the Lord will provide for you. You know? Go read again, verse 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and the great tribulation. So this is what is going to happen. Everything I just explained not too long ago, that's what's going to happen. Your own friend is going to betray you. You ain't going to be able to trust nobody in that time. So what are we to do? Have faith in the Lord. That's what we to do. Because I know that's what a lot of Jake's questions is. So if that's going to happen, what are we going to do? This is what the Lord told us to do. This is what the Lord told us to do. 3 and 10. That's why you need to be reading these scriptures and trusting in the Lord. Because the Lord is in control of all things. He's going to provide for you. The Lord's going to be there for you. He can have it for you where you can, you know, in that time, you know, the Lord will provide you with food to be able to survive with, or keep you fed for the time being. That's how the Lord works, man. Revelations 3 and 10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. See, we kept the word of his patience. We were patient in this truth. We were consistent and endured. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, all right, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. That's not going to happen to the Lord's hopeful elect, because we have faith in the Lord in that time. So the Lord is going to work way for the Lord is going to provide for us, man. Those that's in the truth. All right. It says, which shall come upon all the world, because this is going to come upon all the world. But the Lord is going to provide for us. Yes, we believe and we know this. We believe. We have faith. Yahushua said what? He that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, John 7:38. He that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, his belly shall flow rivers of living water. We believe in this truth. We believe. We're persuaded in our own minds, as the scriptures say. It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And you're going to be tried on your faith. And if you're a person that don't have faith, you're going to be a messed up individual in that time. Because that's going to have a lot of you Jakes sell out to take the MOTB. Some of you Jakes that's in the truth is going to be so damn, you know, even elders and brothers even said this. You know, you're going to have brothers that's, you know, in those last days, in that time, they're going to sell out. They're going to have the spirit of fear going to hop on them, and they're going to sell out. They're going to fall out because they ain't going to want to die. A lot of Jakes have a fear. So a lot of Jakes is going to fall out of the truth, you know, and fall into that MOTB. I pray for myself first and foremost. If I'm there in that time, I don't know if I'm going to be there in that time, but I pray I'm in the same mind and spirit I am in now. I pray the Lord keeps that same spirit on me, the same way I am now. I pray in that time, in that moment, I'm the same. I don't want to do that, man. You know, we don't know. You know, that's why it's always good to pray and keep building up in this truth, man. So, hey, man, you know, there's more to that, but, you know, I just ended here with that. All right, I want to give honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Wakachodash, Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one true name is Yahushai, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, because those are the men who I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. And shalom to you, sincere brothers scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I'm your brother Mashiach Arazakah. I'm your brother Mashiach Arazakah from the Servants of Yahweh Yahushai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada. Salakia. And Lord willing, that's what's edifying. Until the next time I say, shalom.